If your seeds aren't sprouting, your garden might already be doomed. And the worst part, you don't even realise what you're doing wrong. In this video, I'll expose 7 seed starting mistakes that can sabotage your garden before it even begins. And mistake number 7, even I was guilty of it, and it might be stopping your seeds from growing at all. So stick around. Hi, I'm Tony O'Neill, creator of Simplified Gardening. With over 40 years of experience and best-selling gardening books, I've spent 18 years on YouTube helping gardeners grow bigger, healthier crops. Let's get started. Mistake number 1. Let's start with something simple that so many gardeners get wrong. That's watering at the wrong time. Most people sow their seeds into dry soil and then water them afterwards. But here's the problem. Dry soil is actually hydrophobic at first, meaning water doesn't absorb evenly. It pools up on the surface and then runs off, and worst of all, it can move your seeds around, burying some too deep and leaving others too shallow. And if you've ever had patchy germination, this is likely why. Before sowing, always pre-moisten your soil. Take your seed starting mix and add water until it's damp, like a wrung out sponge, and mix it well. Then fill your trays and plant your seeds. For outdoor sowing, water the area few hours before planting so the moisture is evenly absorbed. Mistake number 2. Soaking seeds before planting is a great way to speed up germination. But if you're only using plain water, you're missing out on some serious benefits. Because water alone doesn't do much except for softening the seed coat. But certain seeds have a natural germination inhibitor, and plain water doesn't break them down efficiently. Plus, stagnant water can encourage mold and bacteria. Instead, supercharge your soak. Chamomile tea has natural antifungal properties and it prevents the damping off disease. Hydrogen peroxide, use 1 teaspoon per cup of water and that will oxygenate the water and kill pathogens. And coconut water has natural growth hormones that promote faster, stronger roots. Soak for 12 to 24 hours, but it's important to avoid over soaking, especially if small seeds like basil or lettuce. Mistake number 3. Did you know that by disturbing your soil too much, you might be planting weeds instead of seeds? Most gardens are full of dormant weed seeds, just waiting for light and moisture. The moment you start digging and turning that soil, you bring in those weed seeds up to the surface and boom, they start growing. Instead, use a no-dig approach. Lightly rake the top layer to loosen it, but avoid digging. Even better, lay down a layer of compost before planting to block out weed seeds. Now that we've covered soil preparation, let's talk about something just as important: choosing the right container for your seeds. Not all seeds need the same type of container, and using the wrong one can seriously stunt your plants. Let me break it down for you. For small seeds like lettuce and basil, you should use a shallow seed tray which will provide an even moisture. For deep-rooted plants like tomatoes, peppers and beans, use deep cell trays like these, perfect for these types of vegetables. They will help avoid root binding and allow them to grow a substantial root system before being planted out. For larger plants like cucumbers, pumpkins and loofah, use pots, small at the start, moving on to larger and larger as required. But be careful when planting on to avoid transplant shock. Using the right container prevents overcrowding, it improves root growth and gives your plants the best start possible. If you'd like to use the same cells, pots and root trainers as I do, there's a link in the description below. Mistake number 4. Most gardeners focus on warmth for germination, but did you know that some seeds actually need a period of cold before they'll sprout? Certain seeds, especially perennials and cold-loving crops, are designed to survive winter before germinating in spring. If you skip this cold period, you might end up with a patchy germination or even no germination at all. if you're starting these types of seeds indoors, you need to simulate winter conditions before planting. You could use the fridge method. Simply take a damp paper towel, place the seeds inside and seal them in a Ziploc bag. Store in the fridge for 2 to 4 weeks before planting. Or even use the winter sowing method instead. Instead of starting seeds in a polytunnel, sow them in covered plastic containers or milk jugs and leave them outdoors. If you've ever had trouble germinating these seeds, this might be why. Mistake number 5. Biodegradable pots sound like a great idea, right? The idea is that it's better for the plant and avoids root disturbance. Just plant them directly in the ground and they'll break down naturally, except they often don't. Many peat pots, toilet roll pots and biodegradable trays don't decompose fast enough, meaning that the roots get stuck inside and can't spread properly. The pots dry out too quickly, leading to underwatered seedlings. If left too intact, they can restrict plant growth for weeks after transplanting. It's why I don't like using them and will never promote them. However, if you do feel like they're for you, before transplanting, tear off the bottom so the roots can escape. Mistake number 6. We've all done it. We find an old packet of seeds in the back of the drawer and think, I'll just plant them and see what happens. But are those seeds actually still good? Seeds lose viability over time, especially if stored in warm, humid conditions. Before wasting your time planting old seeds, do this simple germination test. Take 10 seeds and place them on damp paper towel. Fold it up and seal it in a Ziploc bag and place it in a warm spot. Check it after 3 to 7 days, and if fewer than 6 out of 10 sprout, toss them and get fresh seeds. Mistake number 7. Okay, this is the mistake that I was guilty of for years, and it might be the reason your seedlings are struggling. Many gardeners use tap water straight from the sink, assuming it's fine. But tap water contains chlorine and chloramine, which alters soil pH, making nutrient uptake harder, and it kills beneficial soil microbes, which are crucial for root development. And chloramine doesn't evaporate like chlorine, so simply letting the water sit overnight doesn't fix the problem. Instead, use a water dechlorinator additive. These are sold in aquarium stores and instantly neutralize chloramine. So which of these mistakes have you made before? Be honest, drop a comment below and let me know. And if you want to avoid the top 5 seed starting mistakes so that you are guaranteed an awesome season, and trust me, number 3 is a game changer, then this is the next video that you should watch. I'm Tony O'Neill and this is Simplified Gardening. I'll see you there. Bye bye.